Yeah, shall we do the new Pierce Brosnan film?
Shall we? Is that a rhetorical question?
Well, yes, because
let's do the new Pierce Brosnan movie.
Okay, so when Brosnan stopped doing Bond, however many years ago, he announced that he wanted to do the November Man novel series. And it's taken the best part of a decade to get the first one to the screen. I have to say, there's not a huge amount in this that makes you think there's going to be a lot more of these. So the story is he's a retired CIA agent. And something happens at the very beginning in which he and another agent have a falling out, and he's a retired CIA agent, and then somebody comes out of the work and said, look, we need you to go into Moscow to go and get out an agent with whom he is very, very personally connected. He doesn't want to go back in, but of course he has to, and because when he goes back in, he discovers that the agent with whom he had the falling out before, who's played by Luke Bracey, who we last saw in that Nicholas Sparks adaptation, which I liked, is there. And all manner of old-school spy stuff happens. Here's a clip.
No, I don't get you, Devereaux. I'm the one you want. Why not take your shot?
Tempting. Give away my position, though. Always willing to die for the cause, eh, Mason?
Fear's the enemy. You taught me that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't finished teaching you yet, son.
Yet here I am about to take you down all the same.
You're not gonna take me down, kid. You're a blunt instrument at best. No perspective, no knowledge.
Keep talking, old man.
This is humiliating, embarrassing. Just like in Moscow. Huh? Isn't it? What is it, Mason? No one there to hold your hand? No one there to tell you to pull the trigger?
He's still in the car. Where's the nearest parking lot?
One straight ahead this way.
So no regrets?
Not one.
So you kind of get a sense of what the film sounds. So on the one hand, it's Brosnan having come off the back of Bond and then doing this sort of tougher spy thing. The interesting stuff in the film is I really like Pierce Brosnan. I'm kind of very late in life to liking Pierce Brosnan, but I like him very much, and I do now find him I think as he gets older, he becomes a more charismatic screen presence. And the most interesting things in this is when his character Peter Devereaux actually becomes very dark and very nasty and very unlikable, which actually is the stuff I like. The problem with the rest of it is it feels very old-fashioned and kind of old hat. And I was thinking, because it obviously goes from Moscow and then to Belgrade, and I was thinking that when Kenneth Branagh came in here and he was talking about Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, and that's a kind of old-school spy thing, but set in a very modern Moscow. You remember all that? It's all to do with them running, it's computer files, and actually the whole central plot is that somebody's trying to create a banking crash. And when you think about just how sort of edgy and modern that looked, and in fact they didn't do very well at the box office. You remember, you look at November Man, and it's Roger Donaldson, who's he's a good, solid director, but he directs with efficiency but not flair. So my feeling was that Brosnan was the best thing about it, and Brosnan is the reason why the whole thing has been brought into existence. And it was perfectly passable to watch, but it did feel very old-fashioned. It did feel kind of old hat, and I don't think it has legs. But that said, it has Brosnan.